when you break, you have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of. So if you break, fight isn't over. In fact, if you break, the fight is just beginning. And as you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, you're covered in blood and sweat and dirt and filth as you rise above what you were. And as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see that in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
When you go for a walk with someone, something happens. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to?
There are people right now who are working who don't want to work. There are people who hate their jobs. They keep getting up to do it. Why? Because it's simple, it's easy, it's routine, it's guaranteed. Do me a huge favor, guys. Take full advantage of this opportunity and make your dreams become a reality.
Find your vision and follow it. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision, you just drift around. You're not going to be happy. This is why it is so important to have that vision.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream. You have to see it when nobody else sees it. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream.
There is not one thing that has ever happened to you. Not one experience, not one encounter, not one crisis, not one joyful thing that hasn't happened just to make you better and help you rise.
There is another level. The only reason you keep saying there isn't is you feel so exhausted about where you are. But life, the universe, or God is just testing you because there is another level. There's a level where all your dreams are realized. There's a level that you've always dreamed about. It is real. It has not gone away. But it takes that extra burst when you think there's nothing left. There's no way. You've tried everything 10 million times and you keep going.
Good fight is not necessarily the greatest fight ever lived. It's where you want to go. You know what I mean? A good fight is just to be diligent and committed and disciplined, doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. You know, always testing yourself and forcing yourself to the limits.
In order to have something different, you are going to have to do something different. In order to have something more, you have to do something you haven't done yet. I had to say the things I didn't want to say, do the things I didn't feel like doing, to have the life I know I wanted. Period. And you'll look up in 5 years and not recognize your life.
You know, everything happens for a reason, and there's a story to everything. And if you take time to realize, you know, what your dream is and what you really want in life, no matter what it is, whether it's sports, whether it's in other fields, you have to realize that there's always work to do, and you want to be the hardest working person in whatever you do, and you put yourself in position to be successful. And you have to have a passion about what you do.
Anything and everything can be done if you can visualize it and if you believe in yourself.
And I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people, 99% of people disagree with. Everybody says follow your passions. I say that's bull. I say follow your efforts. It's amazing how we're all passionate about things. We are all passionate about something. But no matter what, it all nets out to where do you put your time? Because when people put in their time, you get better at things. And when you get better at something, you get good at something, then you have a chance to be great at something. And you know what I've learned? Nobody ever quits anything they're great at. And once you get great at it, it's amazing how passionate you become about it. Follow your efforts, right? Because it's not in the dreaming, it's in the doing.
It's in my head 24/7. There's nothing else I can think of. I don't think about nothing else. And that's it, I'm just curiously fascinated with it, and I can't stop thinking about it. Everything I do in my life is related to this. I don't do nothing else if it's not got to do with the fight. You know what I mean?
When you are struggling and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember the power of hope, the belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream.
Think big, because then you're going to get big. Then you're going to go and achieve big things. That is the most important thing. We don't achieve big things by accident. So shoot for the top, shoot for the sky, shoot for the, for the start.
You have to practice who you want to be. You don't wake up one morning and you're suddenly who you think you want to be. You have to put some energy into it. So if you want to be an honest person, you have to be an honest person every day, even starting at 3 and 4 and 5, right? If you're going to be a hard worker, hard work doesn't just appear. You have to practice hard work. You have to practice effort.
No one has ever achieved anything if they haven't faced failures, if they haven't had disappointments, if they haven't had days when they don't want to wake up, get out of bed. No one has ever achieved anything. To achieve anything in life, you have to be prepared to take on the odds.
One of the things that I was taught that sticks in my mind was a gentleman by the name of Bill Ball, and he always talked about failing big. He said, if you're going to fail, fail big. I'm like, I like that philosophy.
I do too.
I'm not a fall back mentality kind of person. People would say, well, you better have another career to fall back on. I'm like, I don't want to fall back on anything.
Suppose this day is all that's left. Suppose wherever you come from, you won't have time to return there and say bye-bye, and how will you use your time? If you have this attitude, that kind of earnestness, I think a lot of things will change, and so much for better. Nothing to carry over, no account for tomorrow, everything today is possible. What is possible? What is possible?
The majority says if you go through heartbreak, if you're on your knees because your life is falling apart, rush out as quickly as possible. What I've discovered is stay in as long as possible, because difficulty is growth in wolf's clothing.
Every problem that we have can be looked at two ways. We can look at it as a difficulty to get rid of, or we can look at it as a message from our true selves. Any problem comes along not in order to make our life miserable, but actually in order to make our life less miserable. And the suffering that it imposes is an attempt to wake us up. And if we wake up, we'll have a reason to be grateful.
I'll get to it tomorrow. I'm like, who promised you that? Right? I'll get to it a month from now. I'm like, who promised you that? We live our lives and we feel as if we're promised something. You think about how many people woke up this morning thinking like, man, everything is going to be great, and life changed, right? One day you wake up on top of the world, next day you wake up, world is on top of you.
How many of you in the last 6 months has had an idea that you did not act on that you wish you would have?
You get hungry by finding something that's new. I believe that all of us are born unique. You got to find out what is it that turns you on, what resonates with you.
Some of you are not transitioning because you're okay with the life you have, and I'm telling you, when I walk out, I want to be an example of you can start from wherever and get to wherever you want to get to. That's what I'm asking you to do. What fuels you? The reason why you're so lazy is not because you don't have the ability. You're so lazy because your dream's so small.